Welcome to another epic show.
We empower people and inspire change.
Okay, so we are picking this podcast up, leaving Florida. We headed north from Florida. Well, let's talk about Florida for a second because we got I would say we got weather that gave Ruben a start for what the trip was going to be all about.
What was that?
Well, remember that storm when we were coming over the last bay coming into Florida?
Oh, yeah.
And it was a really, really heavy rainstorm.
I didn't feel comfortable there.
No, you didn't. And
you did? Did you?
I felt okay. Yeah, I never really lost
What does
reference or
okay
anything.
mean?
Like I felt like 85 to 90% fine. There was like 10 to 15% of me that was a little bit like, okay, this is getting a little intense. But we decided that it was a good idea to turn around and then go around a different direction to try and get around the storm. It was going to take quite a bit longer to do that way, but that was a good choice. And then we ended up spending, I would say, an hour and a half or 2 hours, low level, along the shoreline, just because it was poor visibility, bad rain, and stuff.
That was
like
bad
that.
visibility.
We were looking
man.
for crocodiles. We ended up seeing, I think, manta rays or stingrays or something.
Yep.
Sam, was it manta rays or stingrays? What's down in the Keys there? Oh well, either. And we saw sharks.
we saw both?
I saw. I saw a shark. So
You saw a shark?
I saw a shark. Yeah, you don't remember?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh yeah, I told you. It's on the videos. You got to go back and watch my vlogs.
You saw a shark.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to go.
Okay,
you never
let's believe him. He
You
saw a
never
shark.
watched, did you?
I don't remember that. Okay.
Okay.
But I do remember the weather, though.
Yes, the weather was horrible.
Okay. Was bad. Florida,
then we
we have to
started
go
heading-
around a little bit.
Yeah.
Certain different places.
We were going left and right a bit to kind of avoid storms, but
One
overall it
interesting
was
thing is
decent.
that at that time there was this typhoon coming in, remember?
Yeah.
And we
We
ended
didn't
up
know at
leaving.
that time that it was a typhoon.
No.
It was just tropical storms
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. That go ahead. The typhoon.
No, and we left the area probably a week before it hit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Exactly. We started looking back at all the weather behind us and noticing that we were missing everything by about a week. Like
Exactly.
Same thing in
Being
Cuba.
chased.
There was a big storm, and then in Florida there was a big typhoon. It was crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Then we continue headed north. We stayed
We got a
in
mission Savannah.
We stayed in Savannah.
Yeah.
That's where we met Sam. That was the second time I ever met Sam.
A second time? He met you
He
before?
came up to BC Helicopters. He did an intro flight with us,
He did?
and then I texted him saying, "Hey, we're coming up. Any chance you want to meet us?" Because he was working there at the time, just doing a project, and so he was kind enough to bring us some supplies. We needed a little bit of paint on our blades because of all
yes,
the heavy
exactly.
rain in.
We had so much
in Florida.
rain that
it
chipped
chipped off
the-
some of the paint.
the paint.
Yeah. So he
we
brought
started
us
getting
some
a
stuff.
little bit of vibration that time, remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't when it started?
No vibration. It was just
No vibration?
paint chips.
Right,
Yeah.
later. Okay. And then Savannah, we
What
met
was
Sam.
You don't remember what the hotel was named that we went to, eh? It
It's
was
an
a
historical
heritage-
hotel.
Yeah, heritage historical
Very nice,
hotel.
very nice. I did like
Really?
it.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. I liked it.
experience.
On the waterfront there on the river.
We were back in U.S.
But it was so crazy because this guy meets us in the lobby. This was our
Yes.
first experience on the trip where something like this. No, second
Joe.
experience. Yes.
His name is Joe.
Exactly. That's
He
right.
came in,
Yes.
and we felt like we didn't deserve this.
He
because-
drove, I think, 4 hours.
Yes, to meet
just
us
To, just
at the
to meet
hotel.
us and say hi.
Mhm.
And we felt so bad because it was already the end of the day. It was late.
We were very
We were
tired.
super tired. And all we wanted really was to
Sleep.
just go to sleep.
Continue next day.
Yeah. So we hung out with them for like maybe 15 minutes or
Yep,
something.
Yep.
And that was about it. And we were like, I'm sorry,
We
we gotta
felt
go.
bad.
And we felt really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was happy.
But
just,
Joe
he just
happened
wanted
to
to
be
meet
a
us, yeah.
very big fan of the trip from that point on, remember? He was always
Absolutely.
giving really strong and good comments to our vlogs and supporting us. I remember that actually he even gave us some information about the boats that were crossing
That's
in
right.
northern Canada.
Because
Remember?
he used
Later?
to be, he used to be,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was captain or he just worked on the
Yeah,
boats
boats
or
many
whatever.
years.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Now the next big landmark that I remember after that was that big
Boston.
day. Well, before Boston, we went through Manhattan.
Oh,
Wasn't that good?
That was so good. Just as I was saying Boston, I was thinking, wait a
Something's
second.
missing.
We flew through New York,
Yes.
downtown, like right past the Empire, like everything. Yeah.
It was such
It
a
was-
high moment. huh?
Oh, so amazing.
I still
Yeah.
remember like
Statue
by
of
the
Liberty.
second.
When I saw the Statue of Liberty, I was like,
we're here.
this is actually real. Like we're going through New York. It was so crazy.
All
And the
through
weather
Manhattan.
again was horrible.
It was bad again.
And so there was
New
no
York.
traffic. And it was such a weird feeling because they were like, yeah, you're cleared through. And we're like, what do you mean cleared? Like there's no, like it wasn't busy. Like it was
No.
nothing. It was just like,
No big coordination.
I
just go
thought
continue.
something was wrong for sure.
Yeah.
I thought
it was the
like
weather.
something is going wrong because I don't know, like we're on the wrong frequency, or
Yeah.
this guy doesn't know where we
Yeah.
are, or what, because he just led us right through there.
Right.
That was fun. Yeah.
Then we stop at Bob and Andy's house, our
Yeah,
friends.
that was fun. I'd never met them before, but they became friends. That was really,
really
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
At their house, and we stay there for one night, wasn't it?
Yeah, one night
Mm-hmm.
and then left. Yeah.
Because we wanted to be in Quebec for our big first maintenance of 100 hours.
Yeah, Sancho flew out.
Met
That
us.
was
And
really
Nancy
cool.
also came out to,
Nancy?
to,
Yeah.
to
It was
meet.
a whole weekend, right? We spent wasn't it a weekend? I think we
It was a
spent.
Wednesday, Thursday.
I think we
remember.
arrived Wednesday night. We were
Uh-huh.
there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we left Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From
Got
Quebec
the
on,
maintenance done.
Quebec, we did the maintenance, and we painted the blades.
Yep.
And the moment that we picked
We
up the hover,
overpainted them. Yeah.
do you remember?
Yeah, it was just
The
bumpy.
moment, I remember that, was outside of the hangar.
Yeah.
We pick up and hover.
Yeah.
I said, this is not feeling good.
No. And the stupid thing was, we could have stopped right there and gotten a track and balance.
Right.
But we just were, I don't know. Like I was like, no, we got to go. Like there was no time to be like, oh.
No, we didn't have time to track and balance. Your
Well,
brother was gone already.
Well, I
Remember?
know. That's true. Sancho was gone already.
Right.
Yeah, no, we couldn't have. Yeah.
Well, we didn't test the track and balance.
No, that was silly.
And
yeah.
it felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was bouncy. And
We
we
have
got a
to
lot
live
of
with that.
comments. We got a lot of comments.
Okay,
in the
we have to
videos.
live with this vibration
Mm.
from Quebec to
Dubai.
Dubai. And Dubai didn't
Yeah,
get
Abu Dhabi. Out in the
didn't get
desert.
that great.
The Ksara Sarab.
Salam Salam. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did like 27 runs, I think.
Something crazy like that. And it never
Never-
got perfect. Like,
Never.
we had to get
Far from
home
that.
and we had to stand off the blades and change pitch links and get everything all perfect again to be able to get it nice and smooth.
From Quebec, the venture of remoteness and the weight of risk increased. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. I had that feeling. We talked about that on the last one of like
Mhm.
this. It wasn't a dread, but it was like this fear of the unknown of going to
Yeah.
to Greenland. Yeah.
And in Greenland, actually, we chose this spot. Where are we now, Misha?
We are in an ice cave. In
Sam
the
is
back,
taking some
in the
shots, and you guys
backcountry.
probably gonna
Yeah.
take a look at what.
You guys are gonna
is
see what
in
this looks like.
This cave is amazing spot,
Amazing.
and it's very similar to Greenland, isn't
yeah,
it? The
I
whole
think
thing
we
is
chose
ice.
this because it was. Yeah, it reminded us of that leg of the trip. Incredible. scenery.
Incredible.
Mm.
Icebergs all over,
Yeah.
and just so remote and also unique landscape. Very
unique.
dramatic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But before going to Greenland, we
had
had some
Northern
experiences.
Canada.
Remember?
Yeah, it was our first experience of. So in Northern Canada, we had a situation where the conditions came down to icing. So it was down to right
Mhm.
around 1 degree, 0 degrees, and
All
there
the
was
time.
moisture in the air, lots of moisture, lots of clouds ahead, and we had no easy way to get through it. And so we had to decide that we had to land
Yeah.
because if we are going to try and fly through any of
Yeah.
it, it was going to ice up on us.
You know, I'll always remember our friend Denis
Mhm.
flew with us, right?
Yep.
He was really nice. He came up with his helicopter and flew from Quebec City to the last
The last
hop
point,
to
basically.
what's the name
before-
of that little town
That-
that we landed on that blizzard?
Jordan River? No, Jordan.
We should prepare this better next time. But
Yeah.
anyhow, okay, this is the feeling that I had. I don't know if you had this.
Yeah.
First, he said that he will cut his both legs if he didn't show us polar bears.
Exactly.
Is that true?
That was true.
Okay, so we were progressing, and there were no polar bears.
No,
And one and after another, just going.
Yeah.
Where are the polar bears?
we started giving him a hard time.
And we started calling him, "Hey, Denis, you're gonna cut your legs?" He said, "No way." Then finally, we see the first one. What a moment, right?
It was
Incredible. And
to
then we
see those animals in the wild. Yeah.
we just went a little bit orbiting around and look at the bears. I think we saw 3
Yeah.
polar bears, right?
Mhm.
And
3 or 4,
do you
yeah.
remember that when we landed
Mhm.
and we left him?
Yep.
He left us actually.
He left
right?
us. Yep.
Because he was going back,
Yep.
and he had his gun, right,
Yeah.
protecting us there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the polar bears
'Cause
were
we had
all
to get
over.
our suits on. We had to get our
Yes.
winter survival suits
Yeah.
on. It was the first time. Yeah.
So the first time we're putting the suits, I felt that, oh, this is going to get serious from this point on,
yeah.
right? Wasn't it?
There's no more jokes because it was we're putting these suits on for survival if we go into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was our first big hop.
And
of
then we do
cold water.
the big hop, and Denis and his friends say, okay, we're going to stay here a little bit.
Yeah.
And we have the sat phone. You guys call us
Mhm.
when you have crossed
When you
through,
crossed,
right?
Yeah.
And when we crossed, I called them, and for some reason, we didn't have sat coverage.
No, we couldn't get a hold of them.
And it was bad because if we
Yeah.
had a bad feeling, we had to tell them, everything is good.
Exactly.
But, well, anyhow, as
Yeah.
you were saying, what happened there with the icing, the risk of icing up.
Yeah, and it was just a big moment for me because we had to stop, we had to shut down and just sit there and wait. And it was this helpless feeling of being in the middle of absolutely nothing
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting there and waiting for who knows how long, right? Like that was
Right.
the scary thing. Do we wait all night? Are we going to wait an hour?
Yeah.
Like what's going to happen? And I think we waited about probably an hour and a half
Yes.
altogether.
Yep.
And then the temperatures cooled down. So
Mhm.
they were just above freezing, and then they cooled down to below freezing. So it was
Mhm.
down to 0 or -1 or something like that. And so it was safe enough for us to continue. And we found when we were sitting there, we were looking at the GPS,
Mhm.
and there's this corridor that
Mhm.
brought us back down out to
the
the
ocean.
ocean. And the ocean was a route that we weren't sure if that was going to be.
We
a
were
better route or
debating,
not.
right?
We were inland to try.
Should
and
we
stay
go
safer.
inland or go
Yeah.
the shore line?
Exactly. Yeah. So we took that inlet. That inlet ended up being miraculous, like beautiful,
Beautiful. Yeah.
absolutely stunning.
In the middle
Yeah.
of this canyon.
Oh yeah,
Right? Inlet.
incredible, especially for the conditions. Like we
Just-
were, we were a little bit like scared of the weather and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was a moment. That
That was a
amazing.
moment.
Yeah. Then we
I remember
cruised
like
on-
photographic memory
Yeah.
of the scenery
Yeah.
and also the tense of the moment because you look at temperature, look at the weather, what's coming next,
Yeah.
and it started deteriorating. Remember?
Yeah. Exactly.
end.
So then it starts getting worse and worse. It starts snowing on us.
Right.
At least the temperatures were cold, so we weren't worried about icing
Mhm.
anymore. But it starts snowing harder and harder, and the bay starts icing over
Yep.
and covered in snow. And
The
all of a sudden,
whiteout
all
was
the,
there,
Yeah, all
risky.
the rocks are starting to disappear because there's more and more snow. And we're only about 7 miles from the airport. We call the tower and we say, "Okay, we're inbound."
Uh-huh.
And they say, "No, hold outside the zone. I've got
have
an
an
IFR
IFR
traffic
traffic."
outbound." And we're like, "Hold outside the zone, like it is getting bad out here,"
Yeah.
kind of thing.
We orbited a couple of times.
We orbited probably at least 3-4
Yeah.
times, and the
was
the
all
weather
white.
was deteriorating
Yeah.
like
Just
fast.
we were looking at a couple of rocks
Just
for
little
references.
patches of black, yeah,
Yeah.
and that was scary for me
It was.
because it was like, man, if we don't get on the ground quick, like this
Yeah.
is gonna get serious.
Exactly.
So by the time we landed, 5 minutes later,
What a blizzard.
it was a
Just give a-
blizzard. Like just
Right
down-
after.
when we landed and shut down and got out of the helicopter,
Uh-huh.
I looked around and said, "Did we just fly in this?"
Exactly.
Like, it
I had the
was
same feeling.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like what a storm, man! It
Mhm.
was that was crazy.
There was another aircraft there that was going to go crossing to Iceland. Do you remember
That was
what,
neat.
what airplane was that? It was like 6 or 7
No.
guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big airplane, very historic.
Mhm.
I don't.
I
I
don't
want
know.
to say no. It wasn't a Grumman Goose. It wasn't a goose.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Anyways, but that was an interesting moment too for me because we were in Iqaluit. The city name was Iqaluit,
Iqaluit.
and it was funny because it was so remote. It's one
Mhm.
of the last cities in northern Canada, kind of
Right.
thing.
Before
And-
Kukushwak.
Yes.
Kukushwak.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Kukushwak.
Yeah. And
Kukushwak.
and they thought that they could charge you anything. So
Yep.
we asked if we were looking for a favor,
Mm-hmm.
asking for a hangar for
Right.
free, hopefully.
Right.
And they laughed. Everybody laughed at us. For free? Oh, you're funny. You're funny. They
We
said,
see-
"No, I think we can get you a hangar." So they started calling around. Turned out $1,000 for a
So
night.
one night.
For one night. In
We were
this
thinking,
hangar.
no, they're going to be
We-
nice because
we
we're going
laughed.
around the world.
We said, "Are
We're
you
going to
kidding
pitch
me?"
them.
Yeah.
Can you do us a favor just to
Exactly.
put the helicopter in? Okay, let me call you around a little bit. They
Yeah.
called 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
The guy that said yes, $1,000
Mhm.
just to
So we laughed at him and
Stay
said, "No,
one night.
forget it. We'll leave it outside for that price." So it was good. We went to the hotel. The hotel was nice.
Mhm.
Had some dinner there, and then the next day we set off. And the next day was
we ran.
crazy as
We
well.
ran that place also. We ran in the morning.
Yeah, we ran there. That was fun.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
all
It's
snowy
cold,
and
cold.
cold and whatever, but it was definitely fun there. And then that next leg was a crazy one because we got some near whiteout conditions there as well. Remember,
Uh-huh.
we had to climb up and over
Yeah.
the mountains, and there was sections like
Well,
it was
fairly low.
it was weird because I had reference. There was lots of little black spots like
Mhm.
rocks and stuff like that, and so I could have like height reference and speed reference and stuff. But I kept asking myself the question: if I had to land here, if all of a sudden
Uh-huh.
I lost reference and
Yeah.
I had to circle around and land, would I have enough reference to like gain a hover
Right.
and then land?
Yeah.
At this speed, at cruising at 80 knots,
Doesn't
or
look like
whatever,
it.
was fine. Like
Yeah.
it was, I had good reference,
Uh-huh.
but that was an interesting situation. And then the weather deteriorated there. We made it over the mountains, back down.
and
the
you
other
remember that
side.
opened up right immediately after?
That was incredible. So
Yeah.
then,
A
as we
huge
came
bay.
down the other side, there was a big bay. We
Mhm.
crossed the bay. The weather was
You
better
felt so
there.
good, wasn't it?
And then, then across the other side was like paradise.
Right.
There was that
like
little
paradise.
town on the
Yeah.
right-hand side of that inlet.
What's the name of
then-
that town with a P?
Oh, I have no idea. It was
Okay.
some.
And we had the idea to leave Diogo for a while.
Yes, exactly.
We gave him a sat phone, by the
Yes.
way. We had a couple
Yeah,
of comments
we
on the
gotta- we gotta
YouTube
tell that,
channel
Yeah.
saying, how come you can leave Diogo alone if something
I know.
happened? First of all,
We had 2 sat phones, so
we
we
had
left
phone-
him one. Yeah.
left him one, and he stayed there because he wanted to do a flyby, right?
Yeah. So he was on the edge of this cliff that probably went
huge
down
cliff.
5,000 feet or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. That was an experience. That was
High moment.
That was a high moment on the trip. I remember that forever.
We gotta go back.
'Cause
Go
we
back. there.
landed there. Yeah, we landed there. We all hopped out, and we took photos, and it was very neat.
You want to go back there?
Yeah, I would love to go back there.
That's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the spots I want to go
And
back. to.
through what did they call that one mountain? Thor or something like that?
Yeah, the
One
highest.
of the peaks.
The highest cliff in the world. Is
Yes,
it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something like
Mhm.
that. It was
Right,
incredible.
on the right side.
Yeah. And then we made it to the last town, the last hop.
Okay, what is it called, Misha?
I have no clue.
Come
You
on,
know
say
what?
it.
If the name was in front of me and I was trying to read it, I still couldn't pronounce it. I never knew how to pronounce it.
Kirkukshwak.
Kikishwakishaka.
Kirkukshwak. Okay, tell us. Let's remember this guy picks us up, right?
Jimmy.
Okay,
Jimmy.
Jimmy picks us up. Okay,
We were joking with Jimmy.
and Jimmy, first thing, he was really nice,
Very nice.
and he was gonna take us to the hotel.
The hotel.
Everything is pretty much run by the co-op.
Yes.
The whole town is.
A hotel is a stretch.
Right.
It was a trailer with rooms.
That was nice.
It was very
I
nice. I'm just saying,
liked
I wouldn't call it a hotel.
it. No, it was not a hotel. It's nice. So Jimmy picks us up, and it's a town of what, 800 people?
You asked him
700?
if we could stay at his house.
Yeah, first thing.
He said,
I-
no. You can't stay at my house.
That's the spot that we started doing this joke. Every time we stop in this new place,
Yeah.
they were going to overnight.
Yeah.
I asked the handler or anybody who could pick us up.
Can we stay at your house?
By the way, can we stay at your house? And see the reaction. And almost everybody was
Everybody
just
did.
react. What?
No.
No. we must really feel. No, we must look really bad, right?
think so.
Nobody wanted to host us.
I know.
And Jimmy said, "No, you're not going to stay at my house." Okay, but he was nice.
Yes, he was.
He took us for a tour
Yes.
of this
It
town.
was a whole tour
Let
out
me
to
ask,
the
what is this guy doing?
the power plant and out to the I don't know, the dump, the city dump. What else did we?
The
I
city
don't know.
dump
Yep.
and
I can't remember
the
what he
two
also does.
paved roads that they have. And they
Very
say,
nice.
this is the paved road, and
Yes.
that's another paved road. That was a nice tour.
What was the population of that place?
I think he said 800.
800. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay.
The next morning was really neat because okay, so
Okay,
we
wait a second.
Okay, go ahead.
So
yeah.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
okay, we go in, ask him, take us to co-op, take us here, going back. He was
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we say, okay, we're going to buy food.
Yes. Oh, that's
And we
right.
say this. Okay, listen, guys. We say this. To tell them, yeah, because we're vegan,
Yes.
we don't eat
We don't need
meat.
meat.
Well, the guy looks like, what?
And he
Right? He said,
ran
"What?"
away.
And he ran away.
Like
He
ran
disappeared
away like
forever.
we had a gun in our hands or something.
He disappeared. Like he just flew. And we never saw him again in that town.
No, it was gone.
He didn't want to be with us.
No, for sure.
Right? Because
It
these
was
guys
so
don't eat meat.
funny. The funny thing was we didn't notice it at first. He
No.
just sort of got up and walked away.
I said, what is he doing?
And then a couple minutes later, we're looking around and we're going, "Where's
He's
Jimmy?
gone.
He's gone."
He's
And
gone.
I think you looked at me and said, "He didn't leave, did he?" He was still supposed to drive us into town to the
Yes.
co-op.
Yeah.
Which I mean, the town we can walk anywhere in the town. It was plenty small enough.
Okay, what
Um,
about the dinner?
So the dinner.
What
so
a
we-
moment.
So we cooked dinner
Oh,
because
man, we went
she
buy
was
food
cooking,
at the co-op.
She was cooking pulled pork or something like that,
Yes.
and we said, you know what? Can we cook our own food?
Yeah.
Can we use
no,
your
we asked a
kitchen?
very special favor.
Yes.
Okay, we're going around the world.
Yes.
Would you allow us to do a vlog, a nice film of us cooking your kitchen?
Yes.
And she said, it's not
Oh,
normal,
yes.
it's not usual, but I'm going to do an exception. Remember
Yes.
that?
The funniest part of the story. So we go to town, we get the groceries, we come back, we cook way more food than
Wait,
we could
so
ever
much
eat.
food.
Our eyes were way bigger than our
Right.
stomachs.
Girl's so hungry.
So we cook all this food. She was supposed to still cook this pulled
Wait,
pork.
this is a great moment. Hear this,
Then
guys.
there's this geologist that's there.
Right? He's
and
doing work there.
And he's like, "Is there any way I can have some of your food?" We said, "Absolutely." We got all this food and we're offering
So
it
the
to him, like,
lady from the,
you
the
can have
hotel,
as much as you
the
want.
hotel said,
And she-
he would like to.
Oh,
is there any
wow.
possibility he can have part of your meal because
So
he really
she
liked the
didn't have
looks
to
of
cook
it?
dinner that night. It's fantastic.
And we gave him dinner. And he said, "Oh, it's so delicious." Remember that?
That was so
The
good.
geologist, he ate the vegan meal.
He loved it. He
He
really
said,
loved
"I'm
it.
sorry, it's vegan." He said, "No, it's so wonderful."
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it felt good.
We're gonna end this one with
Yeah.
the next morning before we fly off to Greenland.
Uh huh.
And I think a really special moment. There's two special moments for me with your kids.
Okay.
One of them was that one with Diogo,
What was it?
and the next one was with Kat in Pakistan. We'll talk about that in another
Okay.
vlog. But Diogo
Hmm.
connected with those kids. All the kids
Oh,
before
yeah,
school,
yeah.
they all came and they all wanted to see us because they
Uh-huh.
it was a place to hang out at the airport. They saw a helicopter there.
Yes.
And so they came out and we're in the terminal waiting for the weather to get better and for fuel and whatever. And he just starts talking with them and joking with them and laughing and asking them all questions. And he bonded with those kids in such a way that I was like, wow, he really, really connected with those kids. And he was having a blast. Like, he was really having a fun
Now
time.
I remember that in the airport,
And that
right?
was really neat. And I think that's something to take, like, slow down, take time whenever you're in a place, and get to know the people that are around you and spend time with them and really interact with the culture that you're in.
Yeah.
Because I think too many times on this trip we had to rush through the culture
fast.
and we never got a real taste of it. And I think your kids got in a couple places more taste than we did.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So,
Anyhow, next talk we're gonna go hop you up to Greenland.
yeah, that'll be a whole podcast because that was a
Greenland
that was
has to be a whole
big
moment.
on our
Yeah.
trip. So
Because we tried once and came back.
yeah, that was good.
We're gonna
Hope
talk
you
about
guys
that
like
next
this,
time.
and we're gonna talk to you next time.
All
See
right.
ya. Bye.